I don't know where the time has gone this year, but we are now arriving into the month of May. We are now entering a month with a few anticipated releases and a huge Xbox first-party title, which many, including myself, got a Series X or S just to play. Today, I will be covering the top 10 new Xbox games arriving on your consoles this May. With that in mind, my name is Fletcher, this is Xbox Nation. Subscribe for more Xbox content every single week, and let's dive right in. So racing onto the scene on the 1st of May, we have the next entry in the yearly Moto GP franchise. As you come to expect, you'll be able to challenge your abilities in Moto GP, Moto GP2 and Moto 3 categories and immerse yourself in the exhilarating journey of the 2024 campaign. There will be the inclusion of all the official rosters and tracks exclusive to Moto GP 24. One of Moto GP's main headline features is the new riders market. Like in the real life championship, riders can transfer to other teams, so you'll need to fight to keep your current seat or find a new one. Official stewards also make their series debut in MotoGP 24, and they will monitor the race and time sessions, penalizing you and AI riders for breaking the track rules. This new game comes to the Xbox Series and Xbox One consoles on May 1st. Now, one game that has had me interested since its reveal is Indicka. This is a third-person, story-driven game set in a strange world where religious visions clash with harsh reality. It tells the story of a young nun who sets off on a journey of self-discovery with the most unusual, horn-headed companion by her side. The subjects of religion and authority are prevalent through Indicka's journey, and she'll be faced with many questions along the way. You'll get to guide her to find her answers one by one before she can finish her life-defining odyssey. The game is made by an incredibly small indie team, and visually it looks fantastic. I love seeing these small indie teams creating intense and thought-provoking experiences, and we will get to play Indicka when it launches on May 8th for the Xbox Series X and S. One game that I played back on Google Stadia as it was an exclusive, but is finally coming to consoles for the first time, is PacMan Megatunnel Battle Chomp Champs. This is a 64-player battle royale madness, and it works incredibly well within the PacMan formula. Whilst this isn't the first time that the mascot has been placed in a battle royale situation, the difference here is that you aren't restricted to just one maze during a match. In this game, you can move into another player's maze and interact with them, as they're all connected by the titular megatunnels. During the course of a match, the lowest scoring mazes are eliminated, shrinking the collective play space until all remaining players are gathered in one space. If you're interested in trying out this game, then it arrives onto the Xbox Series and Xbox One consoles on May the 8th. These past couple of years of gaming have brought us a resurgence of cat games, including the wonderful Stray amongst many others. And now one game that gamers have been clamoring for has now got its release date, and that game is Little Kitty Big City. Think of the massive hit Untitled Goose Game, but instead replace the goose with a cat and you have this amazing looking experience. As the title suggests, you are a cat living in the big city, and you must explore the open world filled with lots of surprises and ultimately find your way home. The devs have promised a plethora of customization for your kitty and a multitude of different quests to complete. If this is anything like Untitled Goose Game, then we've certainly got a huge indie hit on our hands. It comes to Game Pass day one to the Xbox Series X and S and launches on May 9th. I think many Xbox gamers have been eagerly anticipating this next game, and I think it might be one of the biggest Xbox first-party releases of the Xbox Series generation so far. Senua's Saga Hellblade II looks absolutely incredible, and the hype is certainly building for a very good reason. The recent previews of Hellblade 2 were incredibly positive, with many outlets stating that this game could be the best of the generation, and graphically it blows us away every time. It is easily shaping up to be one of the best single-player experiences available on any console, and it looks phenomenal. The story follows Senua's next steps across a stunning 10th century Iceland, taking you through dark and dangerous encounters seen through the eyes of someone who experiences psychosis. I can't wait to jump into this unique gaming world, which tells an immersive, brutal story about facing darkness within and without. Senua returns on May 21st for the Xbox Series X and S, PC and cloud, and will be available with Game Pass on day one. The System Shock remake is finally arriving onto Xbox consoles, but it is launching on the same day as Hellblade II, so this could be either a good thing or a bad thing depending on your preference of game. This is a phenomenal remake of an old classic which was sorely in need of an update, and I can say that I really did enjoy the original in 1994. Oh boy, it has not aged well. I know from reviews on PC that many recommend the System Shock remake to anyone with even a passing interest in immersive sims. From what we have seen, it is a very good all-round experience, except for some of the level design. The remake is extremely faithful to the original game, which means some of the levels are a maze of seemingly random corridors. If you're interested in diving back into the System Shock remake, then it comes to Xbox Series X and S and the Xbox One consoles on the 21st of May. Now, one game that is coming to Xbox Game Pass on May 23rd is a beautiful looking indie title called Hauny. In this game, you will play as a little naive but brave ghost called Hauny, who is on a relentless quest for answers. The story surrounds a mysterious race of glowing creatures known as Eternians that guide lost souls to an ominous central tower where they appear to ascend to a higher plane. You will have to unleash ghostly powers to possess both inhabitants and environments, unveiling various solutions to combat and puzzle challenges. Whilst doing all of this, you will have to unravel the mysteries of eternity and shape your fate in this mesmerizing adventure. To me, the graphical style alone is one we don't see often and has left me curious about what to expect upon its release. I was not aware of this next game before doing this video, but Crown Wars: The Black Prince has easily been put on my list of games to play for May. Crown Wars comes from a familiar strategy mold, mixing turn-based tactical fights with a secondary strategic layer. You'll recruit, train and kit your soldiers from your castle before sending them off to meet the enemies, threatening you and stop their nefarious schemes. Could your keep, you'll also be able to upgrade your base of operations and spend the resources you gather from your sorties on weapons and armor for your troops. Whilst doing this, you will have to keep your lands prosperous and also your coffers full. Developer Artifact Studio is no stranger to turn-based tactics, as it released the Dungeons and Napalek, the Amulet of Chaos in 2020, and also contributed to the video game adaptation of Warhammer Space Hulk Tactics. Crown Wars: The Black Prince is set to release on May 23rd for the Xbox Series X and S consoles. Warner Bros. Games had a crack at the Super Smash Bros. Formula with Multiverses, and whilst it was largely successful in many ways, the game was only playable in a long-lasting open beta, and this ended back in 2023. We didn't have many new details on the game, but it was confirmed that the full launch will include a PvE mode and some new stages, and it comes to Xbox consoles in May. Also told that there will be some really exciting new characters, but they weren't revealed unfortunately by the developers the last time we spoke to them. Pre-existing fighters are getting new attacks too, which get a brief look in the new trailer we saw recently. On top of this, the game has moved to Unreal Engine 5. Whilst this hasn't changed the art style of Multiverses at all, it does mean that the character models have been overhauled. They do look like they'll be an improvement on what we got in the open beta, and I can't wait to see this game in action. Multiverses will be available on the same platforms as before when it returns, going live on the Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S consoles and PC on May 28th. For free. Now, if you're a fan of F1 like me, then you'll easily be looking forward to the next annual installment, F1 24, when it comes to the Xbox Series and One consoles on May 31st. Biggest features EA are pushing for this time around are some significant updates for the game's career mode. For the first time, players will get to take control of one of the 20 drivers currently competing in the 24 F1 season, so if you want to give McLaren a chance at winning this year, you can certainly make it happen. Another major part of this year's game is the new EA Sports dynamic handling, which the team at EA have worked in conjunction with the current world champion, Red Bull's Max Verstappen. This new handling redefines the feel of the car to produce a realistic and predictable performance across the wheels and pads. This will also provide authentic physics to players, giving them the confidence in racing wheel to wheel with different rivals. If you're interested in this one, it again comes to the Xbox Series and Xbox One consoles on the May 31st. What game are you looking forward to this May? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe for more Xbox content every single week. Whilst here, check out the video on screen now of the 20 best open world games on Xbox Game Pass in 2024.